All right, let's just jump right in. For anyone who's been running motorcycle tours, quad expeditions, or pretty much any kind of adventure service in Baja California Sur, things are about to get very, very different. For years, it's felt like the last frontier, but a massive shift is happening. The old rules of the game, they're gone. And today, we're going to break down exactly what that means for you. I mean, you can see it, can't you? Leading a group of riders down a dusty, sun-baked trail with the ocean on one side, guiding ATVs through these just incredible desert landscapes. For so many people, Baja has been that dream destination where all you needed was a good idea and some serious grit to make something amazing happen. But that whole romantic idea of a wide-open, anything-goes frontier, well, that's officially coming to an end. Come 2026, the Wild West era is over. A totally new way of doing things has already begun. Now, that phrase right there, active enforcement, that is the key. This isn't just about a few new regulations getting slapped in a binder somewhere. No, this is a complete shift in how things work. We're talking about a coordinated, multi-agency system that is designed to make sure everyone is playing by the exact same set of rules. So you might be asking, why such a dramatic change? Well, it's because the cost of that unregulated shadow economy, all the unpermitted foreign operators, it just got too high. It was becoming a real threat to the very soul of the region. And it really all boils down to these three things. See, from the community's point of view, illegal operators weren't just some friendly competition. They were actively taking jobs away from locals, running tours without proper safety gear or insurance, and, critically, damaging the environment. We're talking unregulated off-road tours literally tearing up fragile ecosystems that are essential to Baja's amazing biodiversity. And here is a number you absolutely have to understand: 90%. Under Mexican federal labor law, 90% of any company's employees must be Mexican nationals. So when all these illegal foreign outfits pop up, it's seen as a direct violation of that law, and it ends up displacing the very families who have looked after this land for generations. So this brings us to the turning point, the new enforcement model. And believe me, it's powerful. It's a system that's built not just on federal laws, but on some really deep-rooted local authority. And to really get what's happening in Baja, you have to understand the ejido. These are not just some local clubs or associations. No, these are constitutionally recognized sovereign authorities with legal power over their lands and their coastal access. They are the true guardians of the region, and their power is the foundation of this entire new system. And this, right here, shows you the change in thinking perfectly. The old way, this sort of predatory model, come in, use a ton of resources and leave, that's out. It's being replaced by what the ejidos demand: symbiotic stewardship. This means super strict rules on water, mandatory local hiring, and even things like 10-year bonds to make sure you're environmentally responsible. Which brings us to this really crucial idea, the social license to operate. What it means is that just having your federal paperwork isn't nearly enough anymore. You have to actually earn the trust of the local community. You have to prove that your business provides a real, tangible benefit. Without that social license, well, you don't get to operate, period. Okay, so what does all this look like in the real world? Let's dig into the practical, need-to-know details for anyone, and I mean anyone, who wants to run a tour business legally down in Baja California Sur. This chart is absolutely essential. Just look at how different activities answer to different groups. Marine tours, you're talking to Semarnat, the environmental ministry. Your foreign kiteboarding instructor, you need a work visa from Immigration, INM. But here's the kicker. All these agencies are now coordinated. They're sharing data, so the old idea of trying to find a loophole, yeah, that's not a strategy anymore. And if you want a perfect example of just how strict these new environmental rules are, look at this number, 50. For the entire 2025-2026 season, only 50 permits were issued for whale and orca sightings in the entire region. The days of just showing up and getting access to sensitive wildlife, they are long gone. And this new system? Oh yeah, it's got teeth. For anything on the water, there's a super clear tiered system. Think of it like a soccer match. A simple mistake gets you a yellow card, a warning. But start repeating mistakes, or worse, harass the wildlife, whether you're on a boat or getting too close on a quad, and you're looking at suspensions, getting kicked out, or even a permanent ban. The consequences are crystal clear. Which brings us to our last and probably most important section. For anyone who thinks they can just ignore these new rules, the consequences are incredibly severe,
And the whole system is built to make sure there is truly no place to hide.
The penalties are based on these 4 pillars, and each one gets more serious. It starts with getting immediately shut down and kicked out of the Ejido territories. Then come the huge federal and state fines. But it's these next 2 steps where this new model really shows its power.
And check this out. This isn't some secret policy they're hiding. They are putting up these huge bilingual signs for everyone to see. The message could not be more direct. Respect the law, protect this place. They have zero tolerance for unauthorized work.
So what happens when you get caught? You end up in this, the Registry of Identified Offenders. They collect everything, high-res photos, your international address, your vehicle info, and it all goes into a permanent, shared database. Your history will follow you.
And that leads to the final hammer. Si explotas la región ilegalmente, tu pasaporte queda marcado. It means if you exploit the region illegally, your passport gets flagged. All that data from the registry, it gets shared directly with consulates and federal immigration. A violation in some small Baja town can get you permanently banned from ever re-entering Mexico.
So, the reality of the new Baja is pretty clear. The Wild West is a ghost. It's been replaced by a demand for stewardship, for respect, and for 100% legal compliance. This isn't about shutting the door on outsiders. It's about asking them to become real partners in protecting one of the most beautiful places on Earth. So the question for anyone wanting to run a business there is no longer, can you do it? It's, are you willing to do it the right way?